everyone, this is Amy from Concord 9th, and I'm here to talk about our mini Mandalas stamp set and coordinating die. This is an all-occasion stamp set where you have mandalas that have been broken apart into separate layers so that you can get a multicolored mandala, or you can build a small mandala, a large mandala, or even switch out the center of the mandala with one of the many all-occasion sentiments included in the set. Now with this stamp set, we have included an alignment sheet. Now this alignment sheet does a couple things for you. It allows you to be able to layer your mandalas and have the stamps in the correct position to do different colored layers. It also makes sure that it's in the right position to be able to cut out with the die. Large photopolymer stamp sets, sometimes you can kind of twist and move them, which sometimes is an advantage, but in this case you want it to be in the correct shape so that the die will cut it out perfectly. And this little alignment sheet is going to help you do that. Now with your alignment sheet, you're first going to put in your piece of paper into your stamp placement tool. That's what the white is. Now you don't have to use a stamp placement tool like the Misty, but we sure have found that it is very helpful to get them to line up to use one of those. So I'm using the mini Misty today. Now on this alignment sheet we've included some text, and it says right here, if you can read this, it's right side up. So make sure that you pay attention to that so that you've got that in the right position. Now once you have your paper in and your alignment sheet, you're going to lay your stamps over. Now I'm going to do the outer one, which is the one that tends to want to move the most and takes the most manipulation to make sure it is aligned. Now this does work best if you're directly over it to make sure that you have it in the right position. I'm trying to keep my head from blocking your view, so I'm not right above it, but I would recommend getting right above it to make sure it's in the right position. I'm going to pick that stamp up, make sure that's back in the right place. Photopolymer is so sticky it likes to pull that up, and I'm going to do a second layer. I want my mandala to stamp 2 layers at a time in the same color, so I'm going to be able to do that and make sure that the other layers line up perfectly because of this alignment sheet. So again, put that down. I'm going to pick up my second stamp. Now from here, don't forget to move your alignment sheet out of the way. You don't want that to be stamped, you want your paper to be stamped. And I'm going to ink my stamp up here. So use this color. It's causing kind of a glare in the video, so we'll move that. The one thing that I really like about the Misty is being able to stamp twice if a little bit of an area missed some ink, or I just want it a little bit darker. I'm hoping this got it all, but we'll see. Okay, so it looks like I missed just getting just a little bit, so I'm just going to stamp it again right there. So I want it to be nicely inked. Okay, that is perfect. So from here, I'm just going to take these stamps off. I'm going to clean them quick. I'm going to remove these 2 layers off of the Misty platform, and I'm going to put my alignment sheet back on. So I'm going to just put this back on in the same position that I had it before. So we'll just align that up, make sure that looks like it's right where it was before, and then I'm going to take my other 2 stamps, my other 2 layers that I haven't done, and I'm going to repeat the process. So I'm just going to lay those over my alignment sheet. And again, you don't have to use all of the different layers in the stamp set. I could leave this centerpiece out and stamp one of my sentiments if I wanted, or I could not have done the outside piece so that it was a little bit of a smaller mandala for maybe a tag or something. But for this purpose, I'm sorry, my head's going to go in the way in just a minute. I'm going to try to get that lined up there. I should have picked the outer up before, but I didn't. So that's what I'd recommend to you though, is pick one stamp up, then put your other one on. So we're going to move that out of the way again because I don't want that to be getting stamped on. I want my paper to be stamped on. And I'm going to ink up my second color, so here I'm using a black. And then we're just going to stamp that down, and even if it's not perfect, we're going to pretend that it is, because normally I'd be able to get over it and see a little bit better. That looks pretty good. It looks like we just need to get a little bit more ink right there. Awesome. So you can see I've been able to create a 2-color mandala. I only had to ink up twice, and everything is aligned because of my alignment sheet. Also, because of this, I'd then be able to take my dies and lay them over the top of the different layers and cut them out, because they should, if I've used my alignment sheet properly, they should then match up with the die, and I shouldn't have any moving. So I can use my dies to cut those out. Now, most of the layers do a pretty straightforward cut of your mandala so that you can create something that has been layered. We use some foam dots to kind of get this dimensional mandala. But I want to show you 2 pieces in the die that aren't quite as straightforward. We have a little center piece, and it's a more solid die right here. And this is going to actually cut just a fun little element that's a detailed element out that you can pop on. So that's really fun. And then the very outside die, it does, I'll bring this back in, it does work to cut out your outer mandala. Ooh, and it apparently is very magnetic, so I'll take those out of the way. So, and actually use it on this. So this works to not only cut out that outer mandala if you're building something like this that aligns that way, but it actually has some little decorative cuts that are going to be left in your negatives. So you don't have to use it, but you could use that to use the negative spot, and it might be a little bit tricky, but there's some little detail. This would be really fun to make like a shaker card or something and use not only the positive but the negative as well. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoy this bundle of products as much as we do. It's really fun. Get started on building your all occasion mandalas today. Thanks for watching. If you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you do so that you can see lots of great projects that we'll post using these products. Thanks. Have a great day.